Hello, welcome to the Paper Snot. This is Tara. Today I am working on Scraptember day number 19. Today's prompt is florals. And I'm also working on my own hop, the Iron Crafter Challenge, where I challenge my participants with an ingredient and they create a layout with that ingredient. This month, for the month of September, the Iron Crafter Challenge ingredient is 50 or more enamel dots. I know, crazy. Y'all can blame that on Christine Harden. It was her idea. So here are my enamel dots. Now I want to say something about 50 or more. Most packages of enamel dots, they're a little smaller than this one, like say the Simple Stories ones. There's about 50. Sometimes there's a little more in each package. This has 162 because it's an Alta New and they're a lot larger. This came out of my counterfeit kit this month. The rest of this stuff is a mishmash of an old hip kit. This is the May 2023 hip kit. And I think this was one of the last kits before they went completely exclusive. These are Pink Fresh Studio Chrysanthemum embellishments. If I recall correctly, this collection from Pink Fresh Studios did not have paper. It just came with embellishments. I have had several pieces of paper left of this kit, and one of those things were these two papers with florals. So I fussy cut those out one day watching TV. I have a photo of myself. I have a very old title piece from My Mind's Eye that's just been kind of hanging out on my desk. A doily. This might be from Nature's Haven. It was also hanging out on my desk. Some stickers that a friend sent to me. They're mixed media stickers or ink splotches. And then I brought in some rub-ons and I brought in some title pieces. These are from Simple Vintage Essentials. So I'm going to pause. We're going to get started with this layout and I will be right back. Okay, so I'm going to be making a torn background and layer it up with these pattern papers from this hip kit. I am super pleased with how this turned out. I love these older papers from Hip Kit. I wasn't necessarily hoarding them. I used some of it and then just kind of put it away. And, you know, I have a lot of product in my stash. I'm just going to put that out there. I do. And that means that I skip around a lot and don't always use up all of the stuff that I buy when it comes in. And especially lately, I've been letting things pile up. But my goal is to start trying to use up some of these older kits. And as I said, this is the May 2023 kit. And I'm quite happy to say that I've used almost all of the papers from this. I have a ton of the Pink Fresh Studio embellishments left, and that's fine. They're great colors, and I can use them with other hip kits or other papers that I have in my stash. So I will say that these stickers here are kind of a pain in the neck. My friend sent these to me because I was admiring them on her layout, and they are hard to get apart. You can see I'm super struggling there, so I pause and I get them apart and I put them down on the layout off camera because it was just kind of taking forever. I'm going to add 2 of these butterfly rub-ons from this rub-on set. Now, I am going to say this. These are not 49 Market rub-ons. And initially I thought, well, maybe it's just because I'm using the popsicle stick instead of the tool that I normally use. These do not go on very well. Not on the paper, definitely not on that sticker that's already on there. They're just really hard. Beautiful, but they're really hard to get off the backing. And they're a brand new package, so it's not because they've been sitting around. I just bought those in August at the Paige Evans Lovely Lane retreat. See, I still managed to tear bits and pieces of it off, but I do finally get it on there, and I put another one down on the lower right hand corner later, but for now I'm setting that aside. And I've got my circle that I had already cut with my Cameo. I'm going to use this black and white stripe here to create a banner. At first I trim off too much, and I'm going to create the banner by hand instead of going across the room and grabbing my punch. And this is where I realize it's too short and I should have waited to trim off all of it. So I will bring in the piece that I cut off and I will lay it down here in a second. Right now I'm just kind of deciding on placement of that photo. There, I bring in the piece that I cut off. I'm going to lay it down. I will use that. You won't really be able to tell that I cut it in half because it's a pretty busy pattern. I really wanted to use that title piece. Like I said, it's been sitting on my desk for quite a while and it matches these papers really well, but I just didn't like it next to that photo for whatever reason. Pulling some of the hearts off these foam phrases. I think I only used 3 and I used the word lucky. And now I'm going to open up my floral bits and get those put around here. That is the prompt for Scraptember today, is floral. So I am doing pretty well with the florals. I do get quite a few floral pieces on here. I surround that circle in its entirety with florals, only leaving out the part where the rub-on is on that left side because I went through all the work to put it on there. That and that ink splotch sticker that I stuck, so I don't want to cover it up. But I'm alternating the 2 colors of pattern paper fussy cut flowers here because that was 2 sheets from the same kit, and I'm just kind of going through and I'm picking up a lot of the ones that have a straight edge, because when I fussy cut, I typically fussy cut even the ones on the edge because you can tuck those under things. So pretty happy with that. And next up, I'm going to start getting my journaling on here. I have a tag. I'm going to stick a couple of foam dots behind the top of the tag, and I'm just going to plop that down next to my photo at an angle. That's where my journaling is going to end up. I wanted to use this broken arrow sticker because it was really cute, but I end up not doing that. Here is that second rub-on, and I guess I do this on camera after all. I have a great amount of trouble with this rub-on as well, and I'm even using my regular tool. So remember, Iron Crafter prompt this month is 50 or more enamel dots. I count them as I put them on there, and I do get 50 on here. I'm just going to kind of go around my circular design with these enamel dots and put them down in groups of 3. See, I'm still having trouble with that rub-on. It's just not wanting to come off. And like I said, it's not just the sticker that I stuck it on top of. It's not going on the paper as well either. Kind of a bummer. Somebody needs to find out where 49 Market gets theirs made at, and everybody should just use the same company because theirs are like butter and they're amazing. These, not so much. Beautiful, hard to use. Will I use them? Yes, I'll probably use that entire packet up eventually, but I am getting these enamel dots down here and I'm kind of alternating colors as I go around my circular design. I want to put as many as possible, and once I surround my circular design, I go in with the clear ones and I put those on top of some of the flower centers just to create some texture with these enamel dots. I could do this probably 100 times and still not use all of my enamel dots. I have a ton of enamel dots. So much so that I've kind of stopped buying them when I get a new collection. I just try to skip them, except for this pack. This pack is brand new, and I bought it because it's one of the new Ulta new sets, and I put it in my counterfeit kit for the month of September. And so it's nice to have used 50 of them from it. I am still kind of alternating the colors, just kind of creating a little bit of color pop going around this. I think it really helps focus on the design of the flowers, and I do enjoy how this looks. I think this is about the end of putting them around my design, and I'm going to start adding them to circle or to the centers of flowers here in a minute. I use mostly the clear ones to go around or to go on the centers of the flowers, just because I didn't want to detract from those beautiful flowers. They have a lot of color in them, and I feel like if I had added colored ones, it would have detracted from them. So that's what I'm doing now, is adding the clear ones. I love the clear ones. They are really pretty, and I think they add a great deal of dimension to a layout. I'm almost done here. I will glue most of this off camera, and then I'll come back and we'll talk about everything I have done. I am really pleased that I used 2 of those butterfly rub-ons on here. It does create that extra little oomph to the layout. Butterflies are some of my favorite, and I have a bunch of butterfly photos coming up that I can use them with. Hey, I got this layout done. Pretty happy with the way that this turned out. I used lots of product. There are 50 enamel dots on this layout, if you counted as I placed. Good for you. I tried to count as I placed, so got what I wanted on here. These rub-ons were really hard to use. I'm sure that you could see that I really struggled getting those placed on that paper. They're not butter like the 49 Market rub-ons. We get spoiled by good product, and while that's beautiful product, they're very hard to use. Unfortunate. I'll try to use them all up quickly. I used up a lot of this hip kit. I've still got a lot of embellishments, fussy cut flowers. I've got a little bit of paper left from this particular kit, but my goal for the rest of this year and into next year is to start going through my stash of hip kits, and it is a large stash. I think I can show you a photo of what I'm talking about if I haven't deleted it. But I want to thank you for coming to my channel today. Make sure that you check out my description box below. Listed first are my Instagram creators for the Iron Crafter Challenge Hop. They do not have videos, so please check out each and every link I have for you down there. I know that you will be absolutely inspired by what these ladies do with this challenge. Also, there is a playlist for Iron Crafter. Those are my YouTube creators that hop along with me. Plus, there is a playlist for Scraptember as well, so make sure that you grab that. I hope that you guys have a great rest of your day. Thank you for being here. Bye.